Yo, what's up everybody? It's Yes No, and let's talk about money, or the lack of it. We've all been there, staring at an overflowing shopping cart, a stack of bills threatening to topple over, that feeling of dread at the dinner table when you realize it's almost payday, and your bank account is emptier than your stomach after a 3-day juice cleanse. And it's not just you. Did you know that a whopping 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? That means almost 8 out of 10 people are one unexpected car repair or dentist appointment away from complete financial meltdown. That's crazier than trying to buy a house in this market. But listen, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to tell you that there's a better way. A way to finally break free from the paycheck to paycheck cycle, ditch the financial anxiety, and actually start building a future you're excited about. And the secret sauce? You guessed it, a family budget. But not just any budget, a budget that actually works, is easy to stick to, and doesn't make you feel like you're living in the dark ages. So grab your family, a pen and paper, or your phone because who uses paper anymore, and let's dive in. Alright, before we can even think about creating a budget, we need to know where your money is actually going. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to bake a cake without knowing what ingredients you have, right? Same goes for your finances. You need a clear picture of your spending habits to create a budget that actually works. So, for the next month I want you to track every single dollar you spend, and I mean everything. That $5 latte, track it. That pack of gum you grabbed at the checkout, track it. That $10 you threw in the office birthday card, you guessed it, track it. Now I know what you're thinking. Graham, that sounds about as fun as watching paint dry. But trust me, this is crucial. It's like going on a financial scavenger hunt, and you might be surprised by what you uncover. Are you really spending $100 a month on takeout coffee? Is that monthly subscription you forgot you had actually draining your bank account? Knowledge is power, my friends. There are a few different ways you can track your spending. Some people like the good old-fashioned pen and paper method. Others prefer using a spreadsheet. But personally, I'm all about those budgeting apps. They make tracking your spending a breeze. A few of my favorites are Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, and EveryDollar. These apps connect directly to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing your transactions. Talk about making life easy. Plus they have all sorts of cool features like setting spending limits, tracking your net worth, and even creating a budget for you, which we'll get to in a bit. Speaking of categories, that's the next step in your financial detective work. Once you've tracked your spending for a month, it's time to categorize everything. This will give you a clear picture of where your money is going. Common categories include housing, transportation, food, utilities, entertainment, debt payments, and savings. You can create subcategories within each category to get even more granular. For example, under food, you might have subcategories for groceries, eating out, and takeout. This step is crucial because it allows you to see where your money is going and identify areas where you might be overspending. Maybe you're spending way more on eating out than you realized, or maybe those online shopping sprees are taking a bigger bite out of your budget than you thought. Alright, now that you've tracked your spending and have a good understanding of where your money is going, it's time for the fun part. Building your budget. Don't worry, this isn't as scary as it sounds. Think of it as creating a financial roadmap to help you reach your goals. First things first, grab your income. This includes your salary, any side hustle income, or any other money you have coming in regularly. Now list out all your expenses. Start with your fixed expenses. These are the bills that stay pretty much the same each month, like your rent or mortgage, car payment, student loan payments, and any other recurring bills. Next up, add in your variable expenses. These are the ones that tend to fluctuate each month, like groceries, utilities, gas, entertainment, and personal care. Don't forget to factor in those occasional expenses like car maintenance, medical bills, or gifts. Now, for the most important part, allocating money to savings and debt repayment. This is where a lot of people drop the ball, but it's crucial for building a solid financial foundation. Aim to save at least 20% of your income each month. This includes everything from your emergency fund to your retirement savings to your down payment fund. If you have any high-interest debt like credit card debt, make a plan to pay it off as quickly as possible. The longer you let it sit there, the more money you're throwing away in interest. The goal here is to have your income minus your expenses equal zero, or even better, a positive number. This means you're spending less than you earn and are on track to reach your financial goals. Now, I know what you're thinking, Graham, this all sounds great in theory, but what if my income barely covers my expenses? Where am I supposed to find extra money to save and pay off debt? That's where the next step comes in, cutting back on unnecessary expenses. This is where you have to be honest with yourself about your spending habits and identify areas where you can cut back. Alright, let's talk about a budgeting framework that can make your life a whole lot easier. The 50/30/20 rule. It's a simple yet effective way to allocate your income and make sure you're covering all your bases. Here's how it works. 50% of your income goes towards your needs. These are your essential expenses, the things you absolutely need to survive and function in society. This includes your housing, transportation, groceries, utilities, and any debt payments. 30% of your income goes towards your wants. This is where you get to have a little fun. Your wants are the things that bring you joy and make life more enjoyable, but aren't strictly essential. This could include things like dining out, entertainment, hobbies, travel, or that new pair of shoes you've been eyeing. 20% of your income goes towards your savings and debt repayment. We've already talked about the importance of saving and paying off debt, so this category should be non-negotiable. This includes everything from your emergency fund, to your retirement savings, to your down payment fund. Now the 50/30/20 rule is just a guideline, so feel free to adjust it based on your individual circumstances and financial goals. For example, if you live in a high cost of living area, you might need to allocate more than 50% of your income towards needs. Or if you're laser focused on paying off debt, you might choose to allocate more than 20% of your income towards debt repayment. The key is to find a balance that works for you and your family. And remember, budgeting isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making conscious choices about your spending so you can achieve your financial goals and live a life you love. Congratulations, you've made it to the final and most important step: reviewing and adjusting your budget. Remember, your budget isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's a living, breathing document that needs to be reviewed and adjusted regularly. Life happens, things change, and your budget needs to be flexible enough to roll with the punches. Maybe you got a raise, woohoo, or maybe your rent went up, boo. Whatever it is, your budget needs to reflect those changes. I recommend reviewing your budget at least once a month, preferably around the same time you pay your bills. This will help you stay on top of your finances and make any necessary adjustments. When you're reviewing your budget, ask yourself these questions. Is my income still the same? If not, adjust your budget accordingly. Are my expenses still accurate? Did any of your fixed expenses change? Are you spending more or less than usual on any of your variable expenses? Am I on track to meet my savings goals? If not, why not? Do you need to adjust your savings rate or cut back on spending in other areas? Am I on track to pay off my debt by my desired deadline? If not, do you need to increase your payments or explore other debt repayment options? Don't be afraid to make changes to your budget as needed. The goal is to create a budget that works for you and your family, and that might mean making adjustments along the way. The most important thing is to be consistent with your budgeting. The more you do it, the easier it will become. And trust me, the peace of mind that comes with knowing where your money is going and feeling in control of your finances is priceless. So there you have it. Everything you need to know to create a family budget that actually works. Remember, budgeting isn't about deprivation or restriction. It's about taking control of your finances and designing the life you want. Ready to ditch the financial stress and start building a more secure future for you and your family? Download our free budget template in the description below. It's packed with all the tools and resources you need to get started today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for more money-saving tips and tricks. Let's make smart financial decisions together. Remember, you've got this.